皆さんこんにちは。 Japanese ASMR with Saladsandbolts です。今日のクイズの言葉は前回学んだキャラクターの名前です。かかしですね。じゃあ、あとはこれも全部読めるはずです。答えはででん、サスケ。これはまだ全部読めることはできませんが、これとこれは読めるはずです。答えはで、最後のはラですね。今回のクイズはこれで以上になります。全部わかりましたか？では続いて I will now speak in English. I will actually remember to speak in English this time instead of just continuing in Japanese. First up, as always, we have the T's today, and this is ta. The way you write it is 1, 2, 3, 4. This bottom one gets a little bit curved, kind of like a quote. The way that you can remember this is it literally looks like it has a T in it. I mean, a lot of them look like that, but ta is just, I don't know, it kind of just looks like ta if you add some extra lines there. Or you can say it looks like tada, you know, like the magician trick. He's like making these two lines like split apart. I don't know. Ta. You have ta, then you have ji. This one's easy to remember because it means blood just by itself. I mean, the kanji looks like that, but ji on its own just means blood. So you'll hear this a lot in anime, especially if you watch My Hero Academia with Toga. Chi. She says chi all the time. The way you write it is 1, 2. This one you actually connect for once. 1, 2. Chi. Blood. Okay. Tsu. I always. Oh, that's the backwards. That is backwards. I promise I can speak English. Tsu is the thing that cuts off the sound. I've been talking about this for forever, but it also, when it's not small, it makes a tsu sound. So like tsuyu, I'll say tsuyu from My Hero Academia again. This tsu is in our name. It looks like, I don't know what it looks like. It looks like a tongue, maybe. So you can just like remember tsuyu from My Hero Academia has a tongue, and it looks kind of like a sideways tongue. Sure, we'll go with that. Te. This is also easy because it means hand, and again, there is a kanji. It's just that, but te means hand. So I'm gonna struggle to draw a hand. Whee! That's a beautiful hand. It looks like some grass. Gonna draw the cartoon hand. Yay! Hi. But it looks like the top of a T and the side of an E, so it's pretty easy to remember, I think. To. I think something fell upstairs. To. To is kind of looks like a Y, but don't think of it like a Y because then it's gonna like look a little bit weird. So again, this kind of looks like a toe. And then you have like a weird toenail sticking out. Maybe. That's all of the toes. Now, becomes ta. This is a little bit weird. It's like this, kind of, but they don't really use it that often. I can't think of off the top of my head a word that I know that uses this, so like don't worry about this too much. This one isn't used that often, but there is a very prominent word that it's used in. And I'll get to that later. So ta. So literally tada. That's why I said tada earlier. But yeah, not that people, it's tada in Japanese is jajang. So you don't usually say tada. But the first thing that comes to mind is this, which is not helpful at all unless you're studying for the JLPT or you just want to come to Japan and cruise around and look at some of these forests. But this word is ta. Ke. So take means bamboo. Then you have I just read this like a word because it is a word. So, chichi from Dragon Ball, right? This can also be read father, chichi. So, father. But what came to mind and why I laughed is this also means boobs. Tsu. Kamaeta. You can't read that yet though. That means like I've captured you. Tsukamaeta. It's like a kind of like I don't know, I feel like kids say that a lot. And by the way, that's not what they say in Pokemon for catching a Pokemon. It's getto dase. Pokemon getto dase. Could have used that phrase last time. Oh, wait. You can read that. Even though it's supposed to be in katakana, we're gonna put it anyway. That's the Pokemon theme song in Japanese, by the way. This is how you say in Pokemon you caught something. So if you say like Pikachu, you know that how after every time you catch a Pokemon it says you caught blah blah blah. So if you got Pikachu, for instance, right, it would be Pikachu getto dase. Getto is literally the word get, and dase is just like something that you add to the end of a sentence. But let's not go into all that complicated grammar stuff. I can write that. Okay. So this word you also hear a lot at the end of an anime. It means continue. I'm not going to teach you about verb conjugation right now. But anyway, Suzuku is continue. Then we have te. Te literally means hand, as I said earlier. Just that's the kanji. So if you say like ote to a dog, that's like the command for a dog giving you their paw. You might say to a little kid otete, which means like if you say like to a child like wash your hands, you might say like otete arai nasai toka na toka. But yeah, ote means paw, like to a dog. Before I end the video, I wanted to do another short review. This time I wrote a story about Kakashi and Sasuke, and you should be able to read the majority of the letters in here. I also included a lot of vocab from past videos that I've taught you. If you make it this far into the video, take a pause, read through it, and write down what you think it's about before I read it out loud to you. And then tell me what you thought it was about and how that might have changed after I read it out loud to see how much you understand just from watching anime. If you don't, then the vocabulary that I've taught you so far should carry you pretty far, but I'm interested to see, so let's give it a try. Make sure to pause 鍵を持って家に入った。怪我していたサスケと共に静かに動き出した。サスケ、気合を入れろ。くとサスケが答えた。手から血が出てとても痛そうな顔をしていた。どうしたとカカシが聞いた。あ、上だ。続く。This story was made more for your reading comprehension than it was to sound like a natural flowing story, but I tried my best. Either way, what do you think it's about? Can you tell? I'm going to translate it for you in 3, 2, 1. カカシが鍵を持って家に入った。怪我していたサスケと共に静かに動き出した。サスケ、気合を入れろ。くとサスケが答えた。手から血が出てとても痛そうな顔をしていた。どうしたとカカシが聞いた。あ、上だ。続く。Well, how did you do? Did you notice how out of order and scrambled the sentences seem? Don't worry, I'll teach you about sentence order later. For right now, it's important to know the vocabulary so that when we start learning grammar, it's not a whole entire mess of, what am I doing? So please make sure you remember the vocab because it will come up later. 以上. I hope this video scared you into taking me seriously if you weren't already.